What is going on, everyone? It's the Kitty here and welcome back to another one of my videos. On today's video we're looking at Frag Pro Shooter again, and in particular for today's treat I've got for you the top 10 DPS fraggers for Frag Pro Shooter. Now what is DPS? Most of you probably know what DPS is. Now DPS is damage per second, and it varies greatly on all these 82 fraggers, and they've got like a low range and a high range. A few of the fraggers it stays constant, but yeah, the majority of them it goes from low to high. Anyway guys, remember to subscribe on this channel and click on that bell notification so you don't miss any of my future uploads, because I wouldn't want you to miss out on all the amazing stuff that I've got going on this channel. Lots of videos, I do live streams as well. You need to check it out, do not miss any of it. So without further ado, let's go in and do the top 10. Now in at number 10 we have Rodin. His damage per second 94 to 106, as you can see on the screen there. Now that is quite a narrow difference in numbers there. Some of them have got like a great big gap in numbers, like their low damage is like really low. But that means to say that obviously his weapon is only a close range weapon, but it means that every time he hits with his sword it's doing at least 94 damage or 106, depending on how close it is. Like, you know, this basically the difference of like a meter or so. Now there are a few fraggers on this game that have got that sort of 106-ish, but I thought that he was probably the most important one to put on here. Next up we have Jab. Now Jab is an unusual fragger. He's not one that I've used a heck of a lot. He's got a special ability of a shield, but you can see here his damage per second is got a big margin from 10 to 117. By the way guys, all these fraggers are going to be based on level 11, just for reference. And on a couple I've had to sort of guesstimate a little bit what they are, because I've actually got them quite a little bit higher. So yeah, 10 to 117, which means to say if he's very far away from the target, he's only doing 10 damage on them. So he needs to get really up close and personal. But obviously, when you get up really close and personal with a lot of fraggers, they punch you in the face, and that is the pain of this game. In at number 8 we have the current favourite fragger of them all, which is Tankbot. Now Tankbot has got a 60 to 120 DPS at level 11, and that is a very good range. It means to say at his maximum range he's still doing 60, and when he's right in their face he's doing 120. Obviously this doesn't take into account things like, you know, their ultimate abilities. Obviously when he turns into a tank, and some of them have got the, you know, like the boss man who's got like an ultimate that just absolutely devastates. This is just purely the way they shoot when they're in their normal form with no buffs on them at all. Next we have Katarina. Now Katarina, as you can see, she's got a shotgun, and so her damage per second is a very low 8 at maximum range, up to a very high 124. So again, you have to get really up close to get those devastating shotgun damage headshots or body shots. Also, we know that Katarina is one of the really good bunker destroyers in the game. The fact that she is very agile, she's a small target, she's very agile, pretty fast as well, and if she gets in on a bunker she can take a bunker out super quick, as well as, you know, taking on the other fraggers and doing damage to them. But her excel, or what she excels at, my English is failing me right now, but what she is very good at is doing the bunker damage. So if you've got Katarina in your deck, that's what you want to be concentrating on, getting her forward and doing this sort of bunker damage where she can knock out a bunker. Obviously her reload's a little bit slow, but when she's on, she's got a fully armed shotgun, she absolutely melts those bunkers. That's why she is in this top 10. In at number 6 we have Bobbler. Now Bobbler is a defensive card. He hasn't got a very big range on his weapon. It's only about 25 meters, I think, which is quite standard for a lot of the defenders. But he's got 63 to 126 damage at the power of level 11. Now, and the other thing is with this guy is he's got infinite ammo. He doesn't need to reload, so that 126 could be constant in their face. So I'm using him on here. Obviously, you don't normally bring the defenders forward. They're usually a little bit slow, and they're best kept back in the defense when you've got them on your deck. But just to see what damage he does to the bunker, you can see he does some really good damage. Not the most greatest damage that I've ever seen, but some really effective damage. And as I said before, it's unlimited. It just keeps going. And also he's got a slow effect on his weapon, which is really good because it means to say that anyone coming towards you is slowed down, which gives you that chance to get all those really good damaging shots off on the opposition. That is why he's so useful. And at number 5 we have Dr. Frost. Now Dr. Frost, very similar to the Bobbler, but he's got a very small 6 damage to 127 damage. So you really, I mean, again, he's best left to be in his role of defensive fragger and left for the AI to control him, because the AI controls him pretty well. But you're going to get some very, very low damage scores at distance with this guy. And obviously, if someone comes into range and you're aiming at them, you will start using up those 5 shells that you've got, because unlike Bobbler, he hasn't got infinite ammo. He has to reload every 5. But you can see that he has got some really phenomenal damage on the bunker when he gets the chance. But look at it, this is a long distance, and you can see it's quite a long way away. He's doing very little damage, but he did manage to get the kills. So yeah, if you're feeling brave, take Dr. Frost into the opposition's bunker. But you know, if you can get there, it's an achievement in itself, because he is super slow. But look at this, he is absolutely melting that bunker down, and it's totally destroyed. It's unfortunate he had 1 health left on there, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend really bringing these guys up to the front, because you know it's not gonna go well, probably, because while he's at the front, he's covering the back. But anyway, that is why he's in the top 10 with 127 damage per second. Now in at number 4 we have Volcano. Now Volcano, I think he may have been the very first legendary that I ever got in this game. But as you can see, at power 11, at level 11, he's got a range of 76 to 130. A massive 130. If you can get those shots off at close range, you are going to absolutely smash the opposition. Unfortunately, what tends to happen is he gets wiped out because he's quite slow, and it just doesn't work for him. He's probably best placed to maybe, you know, as an attacking card, he's probably best to use, if you can get there, to get into those bunkers and do that phenomenal damage up close and personal on the bunker itself. So that's why he's in there, because he's got such a big damage, 130. But as a fragger, you won't see him very much used by the professional players. The guys in the top 100 definitely won't be using him. Too slow and not versatile enough. In at number 3 we have Blot. Now that 8 to 150 is a little bit of a guesstimate, because my Blot is actually at level 13 right now. So I sort of toned down the power ratings to approximately what I think it would be, and I think it would be around about this, the 8 to 150 range at power at level 11. Now what can I say about Blot? You guys, you must know about Blot. You must know that he is like one of the most effective, devastating bunker destroyers that is in the game right now, and has been ever since he showed up some while ago. He's got a short range, it's just like a shotgun, so at distance you're going to hardly scratch the opposition. But when he's right up close and personal, it is massive, massive damage. And he can take out bunkers and the base in a record smashing time. There's not anyone, and maybe one or better, but he's one of the very best bunker destroyers in the game. And the number 2 for damage per second is Wolfson, which is a shock to me. I did not realise that Wolfson had such a high damage per second. At power level, at level 11, he's got a 42 to 154 damage ratio, which is pretty incredible. But when you're using him, it doesn't seem to be that damaging. And also on bunkers, it doesn't seem to be, you know, it doesn't seem to reflect. I've gone up close with the bunker, and it doesn't seem to, you know, it does some good damage, but it doesn't seem to do the same damage that the Blot does when he's doing the bunker damage. But as you know, he is very, very quick. I find him sometimes hard to control, especially when he's using his ultimate ability. He gets like uncontrollably fast. If you're trying to attack another fragger, you're definitely going to struggle with it. But yeah, the number 2 DPS fragger in the game right now. And the number 1 DPS fragger in Frag Pro Shooter as of 1.6.7 is Jack El Padre. 6 to 192 at level 11, which is a crazy amount of damage, much higher than everyone else on this list. But obviously it's a shotgun, is a super short range shotgun, which obviously you need to get really close and personal with it. Now the thing is about Jack El Padre is he's an okay defender. That is his primary role, is defensive. But you can, if you want, try and get him into an enemy bunker, and he will do possibly the most damage on a bunker out of any fragger in the game, including the block. I think he destroys bunkers quicker than block destroys bunkers. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments section if you have an opinion on this. If you think that I've got somebody in the wrong order, if you think that somebody's more effective at destroying bunkers. But that is the list. 6 to 192. Jack El Padre is our number 1 damage per second fragger. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that like button because that'd be super awesome. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys next time.